morning, everybody. I'm Nikki Stanzione.
And I'm Kristen Van Dyke.
And this is New Mexico style and na-na-na-na. So you think you can dance.
Oh, yeah. It started up.
The hot topic this morning.
Yeah.
I know. I get so excited. And you may notice a little sign behind us talking a little bit about it because last night on Fox's hit show, So You Think You Can Dance, the top 20 were revealed and they performed for the first time in front of a live audience, but not for votes this time. This was the fun time. This is when we got to see them at their best without having to be judged. Did you get a chance to watch it? You're going to have to go online and check it out.
Okay.
Well,
so fill me in.
I'll fill you in a little bit. Here's some differences. If you've been an avid So You Think You Can Dance watcher over the years.
And I have watched. I have followed it.
Yeah, and I know, you know how they do the performance show and then they do the results show and they do two separate. Well, this year, I think they're cutting back to one night a week. So basically, it's not going to be a separate show to announce each week's cast off. So it's a little different, but what they're going to do that's really good is that this year, instead of just America's Favorite Dancer, singular, now they're going to do America's Favorite Girl Dancer and America's Favorite Boy Dancer. So there'll be two winners this year. So it's very cool.
And then they should do a special duo dance together, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. I mean, it's amazing, Kristen. Like, and we have a stepper this year. They have an animator. They have, they have ballet dancers. There's so many different styles of dance that are going to get showcased. And Mia Michaels was choreographed a number last night, which she hasn't done in years. So it was great to see them dancing. And America will actually get to vote during the first performance show, and that's going to air Wednesday, July 11th. So it won't be airing next Wednesday night because that's July 4th.
Right.
So 1 week later. So that's the story. You have to check it out.
I gotta check it out. I will. I love dancing, so I'll definitely check it out.
It's amazing to see the talent. I mean, and these kids, like how hard they work, and I'm just so impressed. I do highly recommend it, even if you're not a dancer. It's a wonderful show to watch and to admire the other talent out there. And now let's check in with our talented KRQE News 13 anchor, Elizabeth Alvarez, with this morning's headlines. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, ladies. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you at home. We begin this morning talking about a police investigation right now into a deadly motorcycle crash in Albuquerque. This is the latest accident that happened last night on Candelaria near Carlisle and Northeast Albuquerque. Police say the rider may have been speeding when he slammed into a truck that was pulling out of a parking lot. Officers say the rider was wearing a helmet, but most of the time apparently that is not the case. In fact, a motorcycle rider who was not wearing a helmet got into a crash earlier this week here in Albuquerque and died. We did some research and found that since 2010, 85% of motorcycle riders who died in crashes were not wearing helmets. Here in New Mexico and in 30 other states, the law states adults don't have to wear a helmet on a motorcycle. Legislators have tried to change that in the past, but biker groups and other organizations have been very much against it.
There's always individuals that you're seeing here that come up to Santa Fe and institute their rights and say, you know what, we really don't want to be. And these are individuals who wear helmets on a regular basis.
Now, legislators tell us they probably won't try to change the helmet law anytime soon. This morning, a red-hot fight is brewing about a fireworks stand in the East Mountains. The man who owns the stand has sold fireworks in Moriarty for the past 8 years, but back in May, the city denied him a permit to sell them this year. But that didn't stop the man from setting up shop on some land that he owns. The land is actually right between two other fireworks stores. The thing is, his business is out of a tent, and just last year, Moriarty decided that it was going to be illegal to sell fireworks out of a tent. So the city is taking the man who owns the stand to court. A truck driver for the store Ross won't be making any deliveries anytime soon. This morning, investigators tell us that he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars of the store's stuff. John Flores was arrested and charged with embezzlement and conspiracy. Police say they found so much stolen merchandise at Flores' home on the west side Tuesday that they needed 2 flatbed trailers to haul it all away. Those are images of all the stuff there. They say Flores told them that he was selling the stuff to flea markets to pay for bills and feed his family. All right, lastly, this is quite an interesting story here. A woman in Albuquerque is pretty upset this morning, saying a pharmacist at a Walgreens would not sell her birth control because of his religious beliefs. And Walgreens says that's his right. Earlier this month, Suzanne Costner called the pharmacy at the Walgreens on Central and Eubank to see if her birth control was ready to be picked up. She says that the pharmacist told her no, and that he apparently denied filling the prescription because of his religious beliefs.
Between, my husband and I, our family planning choices, and my doctor, so it was really strange to have a stranger judge me. I see it as a privacy issue.
Walgreens says it's not a privacy issue, but a religious one, and that its pharmacists do not have to fill a prescription if they have a moral objection to it. They usually just have another pharmacist fill it. But Kessner says that didn't happen in her case, and she calls what happened to her gender discrimination. That wraps it up for your Thursday morning headlines. Be sure to catch Matt Maher, Kristen Van Dyke, and me every weekday morning beginning on 4:30 in the morning on KRQE News 13. Ladies, I'm going to send it back to you. Pretty controversial story there.
Yes.
About not being able to get your birth control. And we've gotten
That bothers me.
so many Twitter and Facebook comments
Really?
on it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you call a pharmacy, the doctor makes a prescription for you, he writes the script, you go pick it up. It should not be up to the pharmacist whether or not they believe in the prescription that you've been ordered. I mean, the doctor made that decision already for you. I just think that's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, interestingly
Surprised.
enough, a lot of the responses that we have gotten on our Twitter and Facebook pages have been that, have kind of
Yeah.
leaned towards that.
Yeah.
And then she's saying
Interesting.
gender discrimination because you can buy other things
Right.
like that guys can go and pick up a
That you
pack of
might not
condoms, right,
believe in.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Good
see what I'm
point.
saying? Like, and then so that's why she says gender discrimination. So it
Very
is
interesting.
controversial.
Definitely.
We'll see what happens.
We'll get people talking about that and see what they have to say about it. In the meantime, a cool car, this is a good story, featured in the new Dark Knight Batman movie is rolling into our town this weekend.
The Tumbler, which you see right here, and the Bat Pod will be making a stop at Astro Zombies Comics at the corner of Central and Richmond on Sunday.
Ooh. Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures are taking the vehicles on a cross-country tour to create some buzz for the new Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, and that will be opening in theaters on July 20th. So that's kind of cool.
It is. Look at that thing.
Crazy looking, right? It's I don't know if it looks a little bit more like rough and tough than it looks sleek and sexy. You know what I mean?
It does look more rough and
You know what I mean? When you think of Batman, I think like a real sleek, electric looking. That one looks a little more like he's about to go, into
Well,
the
Batman,
deserts.
he always has like all kinds of tools. He has it all
True.
covered. He probably has this sleek little Batmobile or whatever other little thingy somewhere. I'm sure we'll see it in the movie.
Probably.
Okay. Kraft Foods may have bitten off more than it can chew when it posted a Photoshop picture of an Oreo filled with 6 layers of frosting in the colors of the rainbow flag that symbolizes diversity in the gay community.
Yeah, Oreo is actually getting mixed reactions to the ad that it posted Monday, along with the caption saying, "Proudly supports love." I think that's a great caption. While many of the comments were supportive, some Facebook users pledged to boycott the cookie because of the post.
Right, a spokeswoman said Kraft is not planning to sell the rainbow stuffed Oreo in stores. It's just they created it solely for the advertising campaign in honor of Pride Month.
Yeah, it's just a campaign. I think it sends out a great message. There's Black History Month. There's ladies, but there's all different months. And if there's something that supports a wonderful thing or whatever your beliefs or opinions are, it's all meant to say, hey, everybody deserves to be loved, no matter what their choices are in life. So, I don't know. Controversy.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another good one. Ready? Professional women's tennis has long been known for the loud, shrieking grunts that players like Maria Sharapova belt out when they hit the ball. You've heard them.
Right. And in an attempt to crack down on the yelping, the Women's Tennis Association is reportedly planning to use a Grunt-O-Meter.
Yes.
Device that measures the sound. Here's Maria Sharapova right here grunting.
That's her grunting her way into Wimbledon in the 2011 quarterfinals. So,
I kind of wanted everybody to hear the grunting because, gosh, if you didn't have that picture there and you heard that, it sounds like somebody dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, funny enough, I watched the Kardashians. So about a week ago, the episode was about the family getting back into playing tennis as like a family activity. But
Right.
Chris is like, every time she hits the ball, the mother.
Right.
And the kids were like, all the daughters were like, oh my God, Mom, like, really? We don't need to hear that. And it became like this whole big joke around the family. So they're like, oh, watch Mom when she plays tennis. So they all were making fun of her, and they were all like grunting and moaning and shrieking. They're like, seriously, Mom, enough. So she got really mad at them, and she said, you know, you guys are ruining the whole experience for me of playing tennis, because that's just how I play. And, you know, then you watch the champions, and that's what they do too. But maybe the Grunt-O-Meter will change things. I don't know. I play tennis.
It's like the
I don't
big
do
guys
that.
working out in the gym. They grunt.
I hate that. It's just awkward.
It is.
It is.
It's awkward.
Okay, here's not something this is not awkward at all. This is actually a good thing. You can give a homeless pet some independence this week at Animal Humane New Mexico's pet adoption, which is going on now through July 3rd.
New Mexico style photographer Kenny Hatchett has the details.
Animal Humane New Mexico is our state's oldest and largest animal welfare nonprofit organization. We were founded in 1965, and we serve more than 5,000 pets annually and 17,000 pets and their owners. We found ourselves really full of animals, so we decided to do an Independence Day adoption special. We're offering special pricing on all of our pets. Adult dogs are only $40. Adult cats, you can name your price, and kittens are only $40. Of course, every pet adopted from Animal Humane has been spayed and neutered, microchipped, and vaccinated, so that fee includes that. We're also giving away a free American flag with every American Pit Bull Terrier adoption. There's too many homeless pets in our community for anyone to consider getting a pet by any other means than adopting from a shelter. Shelters have amazing, wonderful pets that are friendly, that make amazing family members, and when you adopt a pet, you're doing a good deed, you're saving a life, and so we really encourage everyone, don't go to a breeder. Shelters have plenty of purebred pets. So adopt your pets and spay and neuter your pets so that you're not adding to the homeless pet. Even though you may find homes for every one of your pet's litter, every home that you find for one of your pet's litter is a home that's taken away from a shelter pet. We've seen a great response from the community so far. We've had some great adoptions, but we're really encouraging everyone to come out. It's a great time to add a new pet to your family with the special pricing.
Cute.
Cute little kitties there. Well, kids love to get out and about on a summer day, but parks can be dangerous when the sun heats up the playground.
So true. News 13's David Romero actually explains how you can keep your kids safe.
Even in a healthy child, if we're talking about temperatures up above 150 degrees, I think there is the potential for first or second degree burns within a few seconds of contact.
It didn't take long for us to find equipment reaching those temperatures at early hours of the morning. It's already 9:30 in the morning. As you can see, the temperature on the slide is already 150 degrees, way too hot for any child to be playing on it. The temperature on this little swing, almost 130 degrees. Perfect for the little ones, but not at this time of day. The second day we went out, we took readings an hour earlier at 8:30. The slide was almost 60 degrees cooler at around 90. As for the monkey bars and the swing, they were about 10 degrees cooler from the day before.
You might imagine a child going to a structure to climb up a ladder. They touch the ladder, they'd immediately back off. But if you were to place a child, say, on a hot slide where they couldn't get off immediately, I think that potential might be greater.
Well, we try to come out here early, especially this summer's been really hot. We've been avoiding the slide. The slide has been very hot.
The best recommendation, the earlier you go out, the better. You should also look out for places like these.
Shade structures can be very valuable because they reduce the surface temperature of the structure as well as the air temperature by something like 15 degrees.
Great story. Really relevant.
Right, and you know, the shaded playgrounds do offer a little more comfort and a bit more safety by keeping the equipment cooler, but you know, we want to stress too that playgrounds, they can be safe temperature-wise. You just want to make sure you get out during the cooler times of the day, so it really depends on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the American Academy of Dermatology really wants to prevent kids from getting burned as well, and so they're offering grants to schools and other organizations that build playgrounds in the shade, which really would alleviate a lot of that problem.
And here it makes such a huge difference. The temperatures feel so different in the shade here.
No doubt, and especially if you're going on a school trip to the park, because you know those teachers can't put the sunscreen on you if you've been watching the show all week. Right. Okay, now another topic obviously very important to cover today is the fact that the Waldo fire continues to rage on this morning in Colorado Springs. This is Colorado's second largest city.
Right, more than 30,000 Colorado Springs residents have been forced from their homes, and 300 homes have been burned to the ground. Oh, so tough to see that.
So tough to see. And President Obama is scheduled to be in Colorado Friday Friday to actually assess the damage personally. So it's tough. Gosh.
It is. You know, in parts of southwestern Colorado today are under red flag warnings. They're still watching for higher fire danger, and you know, a lot of it has to do with the wind and these thunderstorms, these dry thunderstorms that are going, because we're getting, you know, we're out of spring now. We don't have the spring winds, but when you get these thunderstorms going, the winds get gusty, and then lightning strikes, and it could just blow any of those flames from a lightning strike into the homes. In fact, we'll have a look at that really quick, and I can kind of explain it a little better to you for you.
The heat's not. I mean, the heat's not going away, right? I mean, it's not going to change.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah.